Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I am coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Definity, DEVVE, daCAT, Shiro update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. DEVVE has an article coming out saying blockchain has been too risky for traditional finance until now, talking about blockchain is fraught with risks, talking about security, private keys, loss, etc. However, there is a new mentality for blockchain safety and security. Blockchain users have assumed that these problems are innate and have assumed that the user of cryptographic keys means that theft and loss are unsolvable problems and unavoidable risks, that the public nature of blockchain prevents true privacy, and that there is no way to prevent the use of middlemen when trading assets. These assumptions are wrong. In order for traditional financial institutions to fully embrace blockchain and tokenization, these problems must be solved. And VeVe Digital has implemented innovative designs of the blockchain itself that solves these problems. One is loss protection. For the first time, there is recourse for private key loss, but given the innovative design, there is no need for actual trust in a third party. In combination with theft protection, these two features create a layer of safety beyond key management, which doesn't exist anywhere else in the blockchain space. Number two is theft protection. VeVe Digital provides recourse for the theft of assets because users can customize a defined and safe use of their funds. Attackers cannot force improper use of assets, even with physical force. Both hacking and physical force therefore become ineffective. The combination of loss protection and theft protection removes private key management as the sole approach for implementing security. Then you have non-custodial swaps. Any two parties can exchange assets with no middlemen, no settlement risk, and mathematically instantaneous settlement. RCTS, or contingent transaction set, invention allows for this revolutionary implementation for ever-changing global asset exchange. Then you have privacy. Our globally patented privacy solution allows for regulatory compliant privacy, a critical need for business. Then you have bailment. VeVe Digital's management of wrapped tokens includes a revolutionary approach in which VeVe Digital itself is entirely removed from the custody process. Even in the extreme case of bankruptcy, users' assets are fully protected and available. Last but not least is fraud protection. Transactions themselves can be implemented with escrow, functionally allowing recourse if a purchased item is not delivered or if an incorrect receiving address is used. This is why, again, I'm an affiliate of DEVVE. This is why I have a decent amount of my net worth over in DEVVE, and I cannot wait for it to go to the moon because I think it will. None of this is financial advice. One of the other things I have is OMI. OMI was up at like 50% at one point yesterday. Between like 11:30 and like midnight 30, you had like an additional $1.5 million in volume, and it pumped the price 50%. It pumped from like $66 million market cap to $99 million market cap. It's like, okay, $1 million pumps at 33 million. Well, how does that work? And again, if there's lack of liquidity and the sell orders are just not there, you're just buying up and it goes crazy. And what happens when we get 80 to 100 million in volume? Do we, at 100 million volume, do we go to a $3 billion market cap right away? Probably not. But, can we go on and do like a 6x, 8x, 12x? Yeah, absolutely. However, those gains did not last. We are now only up 8% on the day. Again, that is obviously a bit better than being down or neutral. But again, when you go to 50% up, down to being 8% up, it's like, okay, this is one of those things where people come in, it spikes, it comes back down. At some point, it'll spike and keep going. But again, we have no idea when that could be. That could be in the next couple of weeks, or that could be 11 months from now. We have no idea. VeVe's affiliate program is good. Their affiliate program right now, they go over and they allow for a referral link down below, and you could use that to sign up for an account. If you do, you get 10 free dollars in there. Use it in the store, you get credit for it. It's pretty sweet. Everyone's going to be doing this. You have people that have hundreds of thousands, millions of, there's a buddy of mine that has 30 million followers across all socials. He's going to make a couple $100,000 with this because that's like, affiliate marketing is an insane, absolute insane way of being able to go over and say, you know what, I'm going to make a couple $100,000. If you have the followers, you can do it. If you have 20,000 followers, are you going to make that? Probably not. But if you have a couple million, can you make that? Yeah, probably could. That's not the only people that are going to make money though. When you have people in these like second world countries where like $10 a day is like a good wage, what happens if you can make $20 per referral? It's going to go insane. You have this company called Amway where they are affiliate marketing And what they do is they say, hey, you shop here for your stuff. We just want you to shop here for your stuff. You get points for it, you get discounts. And when they introduced this in India, this multi-level marketing or affiliate marketing, whatever you want to call it, it went insane because there's like 1 billion people there. And again, it's just transitioning where you shop. In this case, if you tell somebody, again, someone in the Philippines could be like, hey, you get 10 free dollars for signing up. Chuck another 5 in there. Okay. Put another 5 in there. Okay, now this person gets like $20. It's like you spend 5 to really make 20. You split that. People are going to do that all day, every day. It's going to be madness. And again, this is not just unique or exclusive to the Philippines. You'd have it in India, you'd have it in China, you'd have it in South America. This is going to be massive on a massive, massive scale. No, I said massive too many times. Anyway, the other thing that I noticed is that OMI's on base, and obviously if you're not familiar with that, there are different networks. There's Ethereum network, there's a whole bunch of networks, but base is really popular. And they have this really interesting community where anyone on base, they just kind of want to help each other. So you have this guy named Crypto Cavi. Crypto Cavi the other day posted a bunch of the winners that were on base. And Crypto Cavi, take a look, 28,000 followers over on the X, and not a huge account where they go off and they have 800,000 followers or 2 million. But this is where I see a lot of opportunity. You have these accounts with 20,000 to 150,000 followers, give or take, and everyone wants to be like the top comment on an Elon post or a Gary Vaynerchuk post or Raul Paul post, someone like millions of followers, right? But everyone's missing like the crumbs. Like animals can live off crumbs. You don't need you want to be the first comment on Elon's thing because you can get go viral. You could have 400,000 likes or views or impressions, whatever. Cool. The odds of catching lightning in a bottle normally doesn't happen. But there's a lot of people, like I answer every single comment that's here on YouTube. I don't always on X, but I try, and I do a very good job at it. There are a lot of these smaller content creators that are going to interact. And when this guy, Crypto Cavi, said like, hey, here's the biggest gainers on base, Boomer, Chomp, OKEG, Gecko, Higher, Dog and Me, Unlucky, and TYBG. I have zero idea what any of these things are. I commented like, hey, these meme coins are pretty cool. I have a few myself. A lot of people make meme coins. However, what you're missing here is OMI, because OMI's on base. And I said like, OMI, and then I go through the whole list. I go and say like, they're partnered with Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, you have DC, you have Universal, you have MGM, you have Lamborghini, Aston Martin, like all of these like amazing licenses. And it's like, and this is what, like, these are great. I have a bunch of meme tokens. This is why I'm bullish on OMI, which is also on base. And maybe that's a little too strong, but a lot of times I'll go into these spaces and there's 100 people in these spaces. There's 50. There's again, it's never like a crazy amount of like 10,000 people in the space and I'm a speaker, but I can get, because of like the small following I have, I can get on a speaker in most of these spaces, and I do get a lot of followers, and I introduce them to everything, but in here specifically OMI. And for something like this, like you can go on and you can crap on another project and be like, yeah, what's your 2D pixelated animal going to be worth in 5 years? Probably nothing. But Mickey Mouse and Spider-Man, that's going to be the real stuff. Like, you're not going to make any friends by attacking another project. What you can do though, and again, I have zero idea what any of these meme coins are. They could be great, they could be rogues, I have no idea. But what I would go in, I would say like, if this was on a space, like, hey dude, I love your profile picture, I love this Dog and Me stuff. What type of dog is that? There's many different types of blues, there's many different shades and hues, like tell me about the project. There's an episode of The Office where Pam is having an art show, and on that art show, the entire night people are just crapping on her stuff, like, oh, look at this doesn't look good, these colors are like, they're just, and she feels bad. It wasn't until Michael Scott came in, and I'm sure he sees the imperfections on everything, but he doesn't point it out. He points out what he likes. He points out the positives, like, oh my god, it's The Office. Oh, we got, like, you got the windows here, that's my office, and is that my car? You got the trees, you got everything. How much? You know, because he wants it for the office. And, you know, I said on a stream before, and Ben really liked it, so I figured I'd make a video about it. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. If you take a genuine interest in some of these things, like, hey, what is this unlucky cat? Why is it unlucky? Was he or she born that way? Was he or she cursed? Is it like Dexstar from DC? Like, I like cats. I'm in a project called daCAT myself. I own the IP project for daCAT, but another story. If you go in and just talk to these people, this is how people work for their bags. And I'm not saying that everyone quit their full-time job and go shill, but if you're on Twitter anyway, if you're on X, if you're on Toilet, if you're on, you know, at the end of the night, you're in bed and you're just scrolling. If everyone does that and be like, hey, this is really cool. Tell me about your project. Now let me tell you about mine. And again, everyone on base seems to really want to support each other. Like Chaos on the Chains, they just announced that they're going to be on base. Flood of followers, a flood of people that are like, hey, this is great. This is awesome. Your gaming project. There's a lot of these people that might have heard of VeVe and OMI, but they just don't know anything about it yet. And when they hear about the licenses, we hear about the community, and again, if you kill them with kindness, that's going to be something that they're going to remember, because not everyone out there is kind. I know. I have a lot of haters. Anywho, moving on. Guys, I get emails every day about Definity and what it's doing and the money that they're making, the revenue. And now the money and the revenues are not public. I don't know if they'll ever be. But guys, a $3 million market cap with 4,600 in volume is hilariously undervalued, in my opinion. Now, granted, a lot of the new money that I have is going into DEVVE, and a lot of those profits will go into OMI, but a decent amount of those profits will go into Definity, some into daCAT, and some into Shiro. More on that in a second. By the end of the year, I want to have a decent amount of the supply of Definity, like several percent. Speaking of percentages, I want to have 10% of the daCAT. I want to have 10% of the daCAT supply. Why? Because daCAT is heckin' cheap. It is like, it's down 0.5% on the day, and it's $500,000. I want to get a bunch of $812 in volume. There's not a lot of volume, but I want to get it, one, because I own the IP, and I want to own part of the token, because what we're doing, you know, the first comic will be done. Like, I don't know when VeVe Comics is going to roll out officially. Let's say by June 21st. Let's say by summer. By the way, happy first day of spring, by the way. We'll work through the spring. We'll be ready by summer to launch the first comic. And the second, like 1/3 of the second comic is already written. I'm working very hard on that every day. And that's why I want to get a little bit more. What I want to get to is the point of where Shiro is right now. Now, Shiro and daCAT are pretty similar. They have, like, I think volume 7 of their comic like just came out. They have these little short videos. They're really cute. They're really awesome. This Shiro Nico guy, shout out to them for sponsoring the channel. They have, you know how I just said daCAT has like $800 in volume? They have like 1,000 times that. They have 898,000 in volume, almost $13.8 million market cap. Now, again, they have that just because they do have a big following. They have like 60,000 followers over on X. daCAT has like 6,000 followers over on X. But this Shiro Nico, they have some really good devs. They have some really good people that are working for their bags. And again, they have this comic. They have these cartoons. And they have this form of staking that they're going to be doing as well. They are technically ahead of daCAT, and that's why you see that big discrepancy. But I think that daCAT, following in Shiro's paw steps over there, is going to be able to acquire that type of market cap, and I think even more. Right now, Shiro Nico I don't think they have plans to be on VeVe, but I think they can at some point, especially when that comic curator program comes out. I'll let you all know when that happens. Anyway, that's going to be it for me on the day. So everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you. Don't you want me like I want you?